Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the Bottom at Christmas Challenge with Brighton. So in today's episode we have Manchester United at home and Fulham away from home, which is a massive game in the course of our season. And as we will now go onto the game screen, we will take a look at our schedule and see how things have fallen. Ever since we took over the club, I think we've done pretty well. We took over at Christmas, drew against Spurs, beat Fulham, and then as you can see we've had a sort of mixed set of results, but definitely more positive than negative in terms of a relegation threatened side. My main concern is about the amount of draws that we currently have. We have drew a lot of games, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Premier League games we've drew since we have taken over, which is not ideal. This is how the Premier League table is looking right now. We have 2 games on hand on pretty much everybody in and around us, but we are still only 1 point clear from Cardiff in 18th position, and we of course have Man United, Spurs and Chelsea in our final 4 game, which you would imagine will be 3 defeats. So that's why Fulham is such a huge game after this Man United game. So in terms of Man United, it looks like they're going to play a very similar system to us. Martial, Lukaku, Juan Mata, Paul Pogba, Fred, Idrissa Gueye they've signed, Mario Fernandes, Ashley Young, Phil Jones, Lindelof and David De Gea in the nets. So we will now go to our team selection. We'll trust our assistant manager not to mess everything up as he usually does. And we'll have a quick flick through. Why has he dropped Victor? We are not dropping Victor. He is starting up top. Andonia has not done the business for us. So that's how we're going to line up. Butland in goal, Montoya, Dunk, Duffy and Bernardo in defence. El Neni, Gross, Proper in the midfield with Knockyard, Grealish and Victor leading the line. So Manchester United do come at us with the expected formation. I am going to let my assistant manager choose some opposition instructions for me to hopefully just save us a little bit. He has some good tactical knowledge, I do believe, so I don't think it's too bad of an option. We're at home, so you would hope we might be able to nick something, but it's against Manchester United, so it's highly unlikely that it is going to lead to anything positive. We have had some good results. We drew against Arsenal when we should have won. We got beat off Manchester City when we should have drew. So you never know. Maybe we might turn things around today as we pick up with the first highlight. And it's Anthony Martial taking a strike from the edge of the box and going wide. Another highlight. Juan Mata with a free kick right on the edge of the box. Are we going to be able to break here with Jack Grealish coming down the left-hand side? He's got past his man and he set Victor away in the box. He's beat his man. What a save that is by David De Gea at his near post. Victor very nearly putting us 1-0 in front on the counter-attack. Pascal Gross to take the corner. And Victor gets his head in it again, but David De Gea is equal to it once more. We're not playing too badly in this game going by the match stats, as Juan Mata puts Lukaku through and Man United go 1-0 up. Why do I even speak? Why do I talk about the match stats as if it matters? Say what, it's just stupid. Lukaku 1-0. So the first half is coming to a close. We haven't played badly at all, but we find ourselves 1-0 down. David De Gea having an absolutely fantastic game for Manchester United in between the sticks. However, lads, please, for the love of all that is holy, get a point. Highlight straight from kickoff is continuing with Bernardo on the left-hand side. Is it going to end now? I feel like it's going to end now. It ended now. 50 minutes in now, and there is another highlight. Manchester United quite deep, but currently in possession. Juan Mata on this right-hand side to Fred in the centre. Got the overlap on the right by Mario Fernandes. Idrissa Gueye to Paul Pogba. The ball finds its way to Lukaku over the top by Idrissa Gueye and Jack Butland. It said safe hands, but it definitely looked like he used his feet to me. We're going to go more attacking in this game. Absolutely pointless sitting back, hoping to catch them on the break. They're not going to push forward anymore. They're quite a defensive formation to begin with, similar to our style. We are going to make a couple of changes. We're going to get Jack Grealish off for Jose Izquierdo, and we're going to get Florent Andonia on for Victor. You never know, maybe he'll try and restake his claim back into the side after losing out to Victor. As there is another highlight, it's going to be a corner to Manchester United. No, there's not. I just clicked on the wrong button. Anthony Knockyard's picked up a knock, so Solly March is going to come on to that right-hand side. We're going to play him as an inside forward on support. Andonia, we'll just leave things as they are, as things stand. We've made all 3 substitutions. We can't have any further effect in terms of the personnel on the field. And it looks like we're going to get beat 1-0 despite having a really good game against Manchester United. It's disappointing, but it was to be expected. As there goes the full-time whistle. 1-0 Man United. I want to see the league table. I don't think anybody else was playing today. They weren't. So we still got one game in hand against most people, but our goal difference is dropping. Obviously, getting beat's no good. We're level on points with 17th place Burnley, 1 point behind Cardiff. Let's get to the Fulham game. We are here. It is time for the Fulham game. It looks like they're going to come at us with the 4-3-3 with the attacking wingers. We did beat Fulham early on in our managerial career at Brighton. I want to see they played the 4-2-3-1 wide, or at least that's how they ended the match. I was kind of hoping that they played the same formation they're going to play today, but it doesn't look likely. It looks like they've went to a more defensive formation with very, very attacking wing-backs and 2 wingers as well. I think that means I'm going to have to drop my full-backs onto a support duty rather than attacking for today's game. If we win today, I think we'll stay up. I mean, mathematically, I don't think it's done, but I think we will. Solly March is definitely starting on the right-hand side as an inside forward. He's not sitting on the bench. Unfortunately for us, Anthony Knockaert's out for 10 days to 3 weeks, which likely rules him out for the rest of the season. So this is going to be how we line up for today's game. We are going to start with Butland in goal, Montoya, Duffy, Dunk and Bernardo in defence, with El Neni, Gross and Bissouma in the centre of midfield. My assistant manager keeps deciding that he's going to play in the centre, so I'm going to give him today's game. Solly March on the right, Jack Grealish on the left and Victor starting up top. So they do come at us with the 4-1-2-3 DM wide. Ryan Babel, Mitrovic and Vieto leading the line for them. Not the players there once were on previous FMs, especially the likes of Vieto. I remember when he used to just be an absolutely fantastic player. Mitrovic, though, is definitely a good player at the very least. So we're going to have to be at our best today if we are going to get a victory. So we kick off shooting from left to right in this first half. How well, lads? Just get the 3 points. Put me anxiety and me nerves at ease. Let's reduce the stress. The Brighton fans deserve it. Let's do it. 30 minutes into our first highlight, and it is Fulham currently in possession, quite deep in their own half though, so hopefully we can pinch it. Ryan Babel driving down the left hand side for Fulham. Butland claims the through ball, and maybe we can build something. Butland with a big kick over the top, and Victor set away, and Sergio Rico keeps him out. We've missed so many opportunities in the past 4 or 5 games. That would have put us out of sight. Pascal Gross with a corner. It's cleared as far as El Neni. Back to Gross on this left-hand side. Decent ball in. It's cleared again. And that is going to bring the first half to an end. Pretty uneventful, all things told. We are going to switch to a cautious mentality for the second half. I just think sometimes we'll just play better when we're playing on the counter. So we kick off for the second half, shooting from right to left in this one. There is other games playing in the Premier League, although I don't think it's any of the major players in the relegation battle playing. Apart from us two. Highlight now on the left hand side for us. Victor, you should be in the centre, mate. Bernardo to Pascal Gross to Bissouma. Not many options on their defence. They seem to be defending in numbers, so we'll have to be quite clever if we are to break that down. The ball finds its way to Gross in the centre of midfield. He finds Montoya on the right hand side. Great cross there. Victor. Oh, Victor. Should I have started Andonia? I don't know. Victor scored goals for me, but there's 2 chances now that he's let slip through his grasp. And unfortunately, Fulham come down the other end and Ryan Babel goes close. Another highlight, Solly March with the free kick. It's played in. I don't even know what's happening. Stupid camera angles. Ryan Sessegnon's trying to get played away. It falls to Anguissa. Vieto on this right hand side. Get the decent challenge. Oh, come on. Clearly he won the ball there. You seen that? FM refereeing. What's happening? Mitrovic steps up and he puts Fulham 1-0 up. We find ourselves 1-0 down. To me, that was a good challenge. I don't know about you lads. You know what? I'm watching that again. I'm not accepting that. So we'll say here, Vieto, this is a great challenge. An absolutely fantastic challenge to win the ball. And he's give a penalty. If that relegates us, I'm going to be sad. Right, we're going to have to go very attacking for this final half hour. We can't get beat off Fulham, please. At least get a point. We'll look to make some substitutions. Victor's coming off. He's had a poor game. We'll get Andoni on in his place. We'll get Izquierdo on for Pascal Gross. And we will put Jack Grealish in the centre of a midfield as an attacking Metzala. And we'll keep Bissouma on in that box-to-box midfielder role. Have 2 centre midfielders who are more likely to push forward than the deep-lying playmaker. Only 10 minutes to go. We're going to have to push for this. It's pointless. Oh, this is just heartbreaking. 10 seconds to go in this match, unless Solly March is going to pull something out, which he's not, obviously. Ryan Babel comes forward for Fulham, and there we are. Fulham 1, Brighton 0. We get beat, and we go into the final 2 games against Chelsea and Spurs, knowing that we're far, far from safe. Let's see what the Premier League table is looking like. We sit in 16th position, level on points with Burnley, and only 1 point ahead of Cardiff, who have both played the same amount of games as us. We're not even past Southampton yet. Southampton could still overtake us as well. This is going down to the wire, lads. So the next episode will be Chelsea and Spurs at home. We are not safe. We are far from safe. In fact, I would argue that we're one of the favourites for relegation at this point. Cardiff just need a win in their final 2 games if we get beat. Burnley, they need a point to go above us as well. Southampton, if they win their final game, they'll probably go above us on goal difference. Oh, lads, away. So it's coming to a nail-biting conclusion. The final episode will be the next episode, and it will be Chelsea versus us and Spurs versus us. That's going to be it from me. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider leaving a like, and if you are enjoying my content, get yourself subscribed. But until next time, take it easy.